gamers? It is your favorite gamer Wolf here to say Happy Father's Day. And real quick, when I think of Father's Day, there are two memories that pop in my head, and they are individuals that are no longer with me and my wife. First off, my father-in-law. He loved Dig Dug, the video game Dig Dug. If you don't know what that game is, you are not a gamer, because that game was freaking awesome. It wasn't one of my personal favorites, but my father-in-law played that game every time I was over my wife's house. Back when we were dating. He would be playing that game constantly, like every time. I swear, like out of 10 times, 8 times he would be playing that out of 10. And then other 2 times he'd just be watching sports or something like that, or just out chilling. But he loved that game. That game was his. That was his game. That was his game. You could not touch. He wouldn't even let me play it. I tried to one time, and he was like, "What are you doing, boy?" And I'm just like, "Ooh, got real small, like a cartoon character." Like, I'm just like, "I'm just playing a game." He was just like, "Hands off," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So that's one memory. Other memory is my grandpa. He loved SmackDown series, whether it was No Mercy, WCW, NWO Revenge, or SmackDown when it first came out. He would watch me and my friends play that for 4 hours straight. He would just be laughing. At times he would even ask me and my brother to teach him how to play, so maybe one day he could play with us in SmackDown and probably try to beat us or something. But we was like, "Grandpa, sit your butt down. You ain't gonna get that done." But those are 2 memories that I have of father figures playing video games, and I want to thank you for listening to that. Before we get into this video game review of Last of Us, and my question to myself is like, why do I even need to review this game? This game has honestly lived up to the hype. Like, people were saying that this game was not going to be good. My cat is tripping, that's all I'm looking at. That people said this game was not going to be good. They said this game was going to be a problem and all this and that, and I'm like, I thought so too. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought so too. But this game is hot. No matter what you spend, whether it's 60, 40, 20, get it for free, $80, whatever, this game is worth it. Single player story mode, hands down, is definitely one of the best of this generation. I mean, the thought and the voice work, the animations, how it looks so lifelike, how everything just seems so natural, just works. I mean, from guards yelling to the sounds of wood hitting someone's face to people getting knifed or people getting shot, it sounds so realistic. I know it's hard to believe, but you would just have to play it to understand all the little things that just work. When someone dies, the blood just seeps and just keeps on flowing out, or they got that frozen look on their face when they're dead and stuff. And it's just crazy stuff like that that makes the single player works. And also, it's so fluid from one action to the next to the next to the next. It doesn't even feel like a game. It just flows naturally, believe it or not, like a water or something like that. Like, it doesn't stop. It's well paced. Now, multiplayer. This is my problem where a little bit lies. 4 players against 4 players is not enough. I think it needs to be 5 against 5 or 6 against 6. But I totally understand the space you're working with. 6 would be crazy. 5 would just be kind of, eh. But for people that like to go commando to play Call of Duty 1 against 6 and think they could get like 32 kills and 8 deaths or something and 3 assists or something, that stuff does not work on this game. Does not work. You need strength in numbers, logic. Play with people you play for like 5-6 years with. Whether it's Battlefield, Counter Strike, Rainbow Six Vegas, or something like that. You're gonna need help like that. People you cool with, so you know who's watching your back, who's watching your sides, who's what, where, who's in charge of laying out bombs, who's the sniper, who's the assault guy, who's the healer, and stuff like that. It just works like that. It works when you have teammates. If you're just gonna jump in a regular pub, prepare to most likely get owned, because no one knows how to communicate on that game. If you're just playing with random people, I don't know why I'm doing that. That just bugs me. It's just static and stuff, and people not talking. And you're just like, oh my god, what are you doing? So yes, that is my game review on Last of Us. It's worth it for the single player. It's worth it for the multiplayer, as long as you got friends to play with. Overall, it's a total package game that's worth buying. I really do give it the Game of the Year stamp of approval so far out of all the games I played this year. And like I said, happy Father's Day to everyone, whether you're male or female. Thank you for being positive in a kid's life. And teach them that video games are not bad. They can be great. They can be a bonding experience and stuff like that. I am Wolf. Keep giving, my friends. I am out. See you next video. Thank you for howling with me. I'm out. I'm going to work on a catchphrase eventually, but I'm going to go back and play Last of Us. Alright, y'all. Peace.